We're live, and hopefully everything's working. I tested it, and if it's not working now, well, it's still my fault, and it's totally fine. But welcome, everyone. We are going to continue series 1 of this new series of The Dark Forest, and we will we'll post up like the link to the system that we're using and everything through most of it's going to go through our Twitch channel. So if you want to check us out, if you're not watching us through Twitch, you're watching us on Facebook or all the other ones, Twitter and stuff, make sure and check that out because we really want to promote the systems that we're playing. It's very important to us. So we're going to get right into this. It's our second episode, and we will let Michael take it from here, sir.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Dark Forest, the epic woodland fantasy that takes you on a wild journey of animal adventure, one clearing at a time. This is episode 2 of our very first arc, an episode entitled Outlaw Honor. I will read a real quick intro recap, then we'll get right into it. Before we do that, let's meet our players, let's meet our characters. So we'll go around, tell me who you are, who you're playing, and what their vibe is as war heats up in the Dark Forest. Starting with Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick. I am playing the Arctic Hare Kiva, a scoundrel who deals in arson and explosives, as evidence of last episode of nearly blowing up myself and others. I guess their vibe is they're ready to see the chaos, but also incredibly nervous since it's the Winterborn Dominion.
Well, we'll have to see how that all how that plays out. But I got a feeling things will get a little chaotic in the best way in this episode. We are also very happy to be joined by Kat.
Привет, I'm Kat. I am playing Yana Winterborn of the Winterborn Dominion, but she is an exile, and she is trying to basically win the throne. So far, she's about Sansa season 3 as far as getting this throne. So, not doing too hot. But, at least she's not Sansa season 6. Anyway, spoilers. Are they?
Okay.
Anywho, her main solution to problems is suggesting violence, but then waiting for people to tell her, no, don't do the violence. And then her saying, well, what is the solution if not violence? Hoping to actually hear a better answer. So that's worked out okay for her so far. Although that is kind of the only thing she knows how to do. That and talk. She's an Arctic fox. Using the Excel playbook, and we'll see how it goes. See how it all goes for Yana, going by Lady Fox. Which it's great to have an alias, but maybe don't wear the clothes of your homeland when you're doing it.
Hey, a rose by any other name, Also, we are delighted to be joined by Nick.
Hello everyone, I'm Nick, as stated, and today, once again, I'm playing Finn Cardew, the storyteller extraordinaire and lute player, also known as Raconteur. And he's sort of got mixed feelings about this whole war thing. Like, on the one hand, war makes for semi-good stories, but on the other hand, war has been played out so many times over the years. So he wants new stories.
Well, we'll see if he can end up starring in some stories of his own as this game goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we're very lucky, very happy to have him here. It is Marvin.
Hey. Well, I'm Marvin, and today I'm going to be playing the formerly idealistic, vagrant, but now cynical raider, Seamus Opossum. And reason he's a raider at the moment, years and years of fighting for the denizens of the forest have just kind of like, killed all the idealism out of him. All those good positive thoughts like, oh, we can just rally everyone together. No, it's gone. Replaced by a hardened raider who will do anything necessary to free the denizens from oppression. Whether that means raiding some village that's suspected of sympathizing with the Empire, or just going around and pillaging things. Eventually it'll work out, if he doesn't turn into the very thing he's fighting against.
Oh, well, hey, that rarely ever happens, so it's all good. I'm sure.
Hardly ever does.
Hardly
He's
ever.
fine.
It's not like
Hey, I
there's
mean,
a quote about that.
when you stare into the abyss, odds are like nothing's gonna happen. It's great.
It's
The
fine.
abyss
It's just dark,
doesn't
man.
do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the abyss is going to stay there. So
Mhm.
Michael, I had a quick question before we started.
Okay.
Would it be okay if I changed out a weapon skill tag? The Fox Force Folk Longsword comes with Disarm and Vicious Strike, but I would much rather have Storm a Group and Vicious Strike.
Oh, yeah, I think that's okay because it's
Okay.
it's a custom weapon.
It
I
is a
think when-
custom weapon. I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that you didn't think it was totally illogical. For
No,
it to
I like
be...
that.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Just checking.
we should just say if people have not checked out the system root, one of the many cool things about it is that it lets you make your own weapons, in which I've actually done that in this episode. A custom weapon will be introduced, which you guys might get. I don't know. And of course, like all Powered by the Apocalypse games, it's a snap to make custom moves that I'll be doing later on. These games, I love the system. It's just very easy to like make them your own, make things that work for you. For instance, I made my own setting for this. It is not the World of Root, the board game, the RPG. It is one of my own devising, called the Dark Forest. And I should also say that some of the playbooks we're using are from the Travelers and Outsiders, which is the like expansion pack to Root that will hopefully be in stores when Root does as well. It was part of the Kickstarter, so cool to see some of those new classes in play. All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I was just saying, I was just trying to be Rocket Raccoon. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. All right. Well, let's begin with a quick intro. War, terrible and bloody, has come to the Dark Forest yet again. This embattled stretch of dense woodland will turn into a battlefield once more. The attackers this time are the Winterborn Dominion, a vast snowy empire ruled by the ambitious and cunning White Tsarina. And the first town to fall to their conquest is the unfortunate settlement of Barley Brook. Bad luck for that village, and bad luck for the 4 heroes who find themselves trapped inside. Those heroes include an exiled Arctic Fox claimant to the Winter Throne, now known as Lady Fox, the wandering troubadour songbird Finn Cardew, battle-scarred possum warrior Seamus Opossum, and troublemaking raven-masked rabbit Kiva the Crow. They were wrapped up in a plot to take down the outlaw Lady Spots by the town's corrupt burgomaster, only to discover that it was all to cover up the burgomaster's collaboration with the Winterborn invaders. Now, those invaders are here, and there's quiet in the outlaw camp as flames burn below in Barley Brook. Lady Spots' band rest and dress their wounds, fortifying the ancient ruins in their hilltop hideout and waiting for what comes next. So we're picking up maybe like an hour or so after the battle has just occurred. You guys just repelled an attack from the Ice Riders, as well as an assassination attempt by a monitor lizard assassin. And what are you guys doing right now? I think there was something. I think Seamus wanted to do some looting, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any of the, what was it, the Dominion Empire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Winterborn.
Winterborn Dominion, yeah.
Yeah, if we killed any of their soldiers, I want to check and see if they have anything valuable on them.
Okay. Why don't you give me...
Actually, I'll use a move. Loot
that's
and
perfect.
plunder.
Yeah, I think it was a good Raider one for this. Mm-hmm.
Yep. When you loot a rich area for valuables, roll with finesse. On a hit, something out of the ordinary catches your eye. Claim it, and it's yours. So, it's 2d6, right?
Yes, and then you're going to add your finesse score.
5, 4, 9 plus 1, 10.
Whoa,
So-
very good.
So on a 10 or more, all 3. So it's worth a lot. It's of special value to a particular faction, and it's extremely durable.
Okay. Here's what I think you discover, which I think would be cool for you.
Mhm.
You find a Ice Rider war goat. That
War
was,
goat?
yeah, his rider was, killed, and like, I mean, if you've like looked at medieval stuff, an actual like war horse, a destrier, to use I think that's the right term. I'm just a guy who watched a lot of YouTube videos about medieval stuff, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But like, these horses were super expensive, and this goat, very similar.
Mhm.
It will, like, if you ride into battle, definitely giving you some bonuses, and yeah, it's durable. It will help with travel, help carry your stuff, and yeah, I mean, you can give it its own name, I suppose. I'm imagining like powerfully built, white furred beast, big curling horns.
So Seamus comes upon this riderless goat and is like, "Whoa, laddie, not gonna hurt you. Seems like your former rider went to foul or something, didn't they?" Okay, I shouldn't joke about that, but I'm not gonna just leave you here anyways. It's not your fault. It's the minions' fault. Shouldn't have come up against us and try to do wrong by all of us. You're blameless. But don't worry, I'll be taking care of you. At least for now.
All right. Oh, and I should say that in this setting, if you got hooves, you are not sentient. So animals with hooves are beasts of burden, riding animals, food animals. So don't, if you're like, why isn't this goat talking? Like, that's why. It's my setting, okay? I want there to be mounted things in this world. So there we go. All right. So while Seamus is discovering this goat, is anybody doing anything else, or just you can do something, or if you want, you can use this time to rest up and like get a fatigue taken care of. It is up to you.
I would like to make sure the silver's secured.
Absolutely. You go check that out. I would say there was enough to give each of you 3 value.
Okay.
You can load up your bags with some silver. That's about all that Lady spots this game, did steal this, but you guys help defend them, so they'll share some of it.
And my main point is not necessarily to get paid. My main point is to make sure my aunt does not have this.
Yeah, it's definitely not going back into the Winterborn coffers. All right, Kiva.
I wanted to see if I could salvage something to create some sort of device.
Okay.
That would obviously be dangerous. So you never know when you're gonna need them.
Sounds
Like
good.
a-
Are you using your move to start building something?
Create to destroy.
Okay, go for it.
Well, it's a 7. So it's not gonna be good. I'm gonna pick. It's gonna be more temperamental and fragile than I intended it to be, and it's gonna be more dangerous than intended.
Oh, okay. Pretty cool.
So I'm still trying to get my flashbang formula down correctly.
So
still have a bit of
like,
left.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Oh, please
Is
go
this
ahead.
gonna be like sort of a satchel or a bag with like a fuse stuck in it, or what are you thinking this kind of thing is?
It's actually more of sort of like these 2 glass vials that I have then sort of stuck together with pitch and twine that I have saltpeter in one and obviously the flashing agent in the other. So hopefully I could just sort of throw it on the ground and have it flashbang, smoke, whatnot. But I have not learned my lesson, and I thought that maybe I decrease the mounts, it'll make only a flash. if I use the sail the same ratio. So it's still a bomb.
Oh man. Well, kids, don't try this at home.
Do
But
not.
yes, you made something.
Yes, it is. It is basically a glass grenade.
Whoa. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see how the glass grenade goes off later. I'm sure with a bang.
I hope
Finn. I hope so. Finn, what are you doing during this time?
Um,
Kind of in the last hours before dawn.
So I don't know if this is like part of my tools of the trade my musical instrument is that I've marked it as pleasant, which is when I perform for my band while traveling on a path, I can mark where to clear up 2 additional exhaustion from each vagabond. But we're not exactly traveling. Would you still allow me to do that?
Yeah, I think so. There's going to be some traveling later in this arc.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use it now if you want.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anybody has exhaustion.
I do.
I mean, I
Yeah.
had one, but I thought you said we could clear one. So
Well, I
Uh,
think I was going to say you could
yeah.
either do something or rest.
I don't feel like I
clear
really
one.
did much of anything. So I was hoping that I could still rest.
Yeah, I guess so. I think thanks to Nick's thing, even if you didn't, it would go away anyway. So no worries. You can clear the exhaustion.
Cleared my exhaustion last game, so I'm good.
Yeah. But yeah, looking at the gold didn't really take too long anyway. So
Yeah, I was gonna say. Really quick question: when it comes to purchasing things, if my character wanted to get robes to like cover up all the Winterborn crap she's wearing, since there's clearly a war going on now, where do I get those? I'm guessing back in a town, but
yeah, which right now is occupied by the Winterborn. So you're going to be stuck with those robes for a little bit until you can find a tailor or something to get them taken care of. So it's something to keep in mind, perhaps. All right, so the sun comes up the next morning. You guys eat a quick breakfast. Nobody's much in the mood for conversation. Sun is rising red over the trees. You see the shadows. Down below the fires that were started last night when the Winterborn moved in, you can see the smoke still trickling up throughout the trees. After a little while, the sentries, I think maybe they had that big capybara was on sentry duty. He runs back, calls out, Lady Spots, some newcomers have arrived. And he points down, and you see 2 of the town's creatures that you remember from your unfortunate stay in the market the other day. It is Tigrin, the bailiff, a hedgehog, who's all like bundled up in his like kind of a stout staff, probably his symbol of office. And then next to him is the widow Polina, that beaver who accused you of stealing apples, who is wearing like an apron. She's using like the babushka shawl tied over her head. She's hunched over. Both of them are looking very nervous. They're like twitching. Their ears are flicking up. Their paws are clenched together, and they kind of creep their way up to the amongst these outlaws who are like glaring at them, fingering their weapons.
Yeah, I mean, this is my lady. Yana moves over to the one that accused us of thievery.
Yeah, that'd be Polina, who's a beaver.
Right. She unsheathes her sword and puts it right under, like, her throat. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason I shouldn't remove your lying head from your treacherous shoulders.
Polina just like breaks down and is like, "My lady, I apologize. It was the Burgomeister. He said I should do that to lie, to make some story about you stealing apples. I am sorry. I beg of you, please. I have little ones. Please spare my life."
She puts her sword away and leans down to her and says, "If I had been my aunt, I assure you right now you would be bleeding out upon the ground."
Tigrin says, Your aunt? You mean the White Tsarina?
Yes, of course.
Well, I think we are all seeing her mercy now. It's why we came up here. He points down with his... Oh, go ahead, Finn. I mean, go ahead, Kiva.
I was about to ask, how fares the town?
He's like,
Townsfolk, maybe. Better question.
most most poorly. The Winterborn occupy it now. They've taken it over, and that's why we've called you. We, in order to make sure we are loyal, they have taken the children of the village hostage.
Cowards. Cowards, the lot of them.
Unnecessary.
They've put all the pups, the hoglets, the cubs, the what are baby beavers called, guys? I'm not sure actually. I have to look this up. I think
They
they're
might also be cubs.
yeah. I think they're cubs. I think they're.
I know that baby foxes are kits.
Kits. Yes, there's probably some kits that were captured too. I know hoglets or what baby hedgehogs are called. Yeah,
a baby beaver is also a kit.
Oh, fascinating.
Good to
Well,
know.
you know.
Right.
That's
So
my
he
sister.
says, yes, the kits. They were taken into the old church of Saint Stanislaus down the road, and we were told that unless we cooperate with the Winterborn, the young will suffer. Our burgomeisters in league with them. We're not soldiers. We are not warriors. And so we knew these outlaws were here who were armed. And we know that it's not even our right, but please, I beg of you, help us rescue our children.
I mean, that's of course. It's a decent thing to do.
If we do this, I expect free apples every time we come into this town.
That's a little much, don't you think?
Polina
Not
is like,
necessarily.
It's apples that got us into this in the first place. I'd say fair is fair.
Polina's like, Master Possum, if you save the village children, I will bake you a pie whenever you'd like.
Now that is more like it.
That is more like it, exactly.
Quick question though, Michael. This is the same person that lied about us before. Is there any way of knowing that she's not lying now?
There is. You could do the figure someone out move,
Okay.
which is it's a basic move. Roll with charm. Yeah.
Ooh, with charm. I like that.
Mhm.
I shall roll it.
And there's a few questions to ask there. Yeah.
Sure. I have got a 7. I rolled very low, but I've got +3 in charm.
Okay, so you could ask one question from the list there. I could read them to you if you need.
I'm on weapon moves. That would be part of my problem. Figure something out. Oh, are they telling the truth? That's the very
yes,
first question, and that's what I want to know.
absolutely. They are telling the truth.
About the apple pies?
But that's not what I
I
was.
know. Joe's
And well,
joking.
better be about the pie.
Hey, these pies are true. I mean, she means it. She will be like her. You know, like her sons, her daughters are in that church. She's going to be eternally grateful if you can save them.
Oh, I do believe you. And it does not sound unlike my aunt to harm children.
She's like, she says, there is a cruel cat has been brought in to watch them. And Tigran says, a mercenary is named Baron Druganov.
Baron
He
Druganov,
is.
is that familiar to me?
I think he chased your mother.
Yeah.
Originally, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
'cause-
working. hmm He has hired some bat mercenaries, and they're guarding the children. There may be more as well.
Oh, is Baron Druganov the Bloody Baron?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
then definitely.
hmm
And Seamus knows them as well.
Yeah, you were fighting some of his bat mercenaries.
So Baron Druganov nearly killed me as a child. I would be happy to run him through with my foxfolk steel.
I must. That's some unfinished business right there.
Bailiff, how close do you think you get yourself to this Baron as well as to the Burgermeister?
He says, "You want me to get close to them?"
Just asking, just out of curiosity.
Well, the Burgomeister relies on me to keep order. I suppose I could go over and talk with him, but
Or could you get him to come to you?
I'm not sure about that. Not unless he had good reason to.
You were sent here to capture us?
Tigrin's
They came
like,
of their own volition.
We could say that we have captured this lady. Was it Lady Speckles?
Lady
No,
Spock.
that's
Lady
what I'm
Spock.
asking you. You didn't come here. I mean, I understand you did come here to ask our help, but you didn't say to the people at the time, like, oh, well, we're going to pop up the hill and ask for help. So what was it? What was your cover story?
Tigrin's like, we just slipped out. We didn't really have a cover story. Oh, and Kiva, you're right. It is Lady Speckles. My bad.
I just have it written.
Bot Speckles. Name mixed up. Yeah, Speckles
Yes.
is the correct name.
Well, would it be too much to say for you to go to the Burgermeister and tell him that you need his assistance in verifying the remains of one Lady Speckles? And that we have not been able. We're not able to get directly into town carrying a body due to the current occupation. We can get him to come out a little bit. Maybe we could then, I don't know, capture him and use him to our advantage.
He says, I suppose I could, but it would go ill for you if it went badly. He has some of the Baron's bats are with him all the time. But I can try. Where would you have me tell him to go?
Is there this is asking to you, Michael. Is there like a bridge on our side of town, like over a creek or something?
Yeah, there's like kind of a tributary to the Big Carp, which is one of the larger rivers in the Dark Forest. It flows. The actual river is like is a little bit of ways from Barley Brook, but I mean the brook itself of Barley Brook does flow into it eventually. And yeah, there's a region where there's like kind of a very, what's the word, semicircular wooden bridge, pretty sturdy, that runs over the river, kind of on the road leading up to town, not too far from the hills where you guys are.
Ask a quick question. What is he, a bailiff?
Yeah, Tigrin is the bailiff of Barley Brook.
Now, does the Burgomaster know that we've done anything besides follow his orders and are going to return with Lady Speckles' head?
Tigrin says, I'm not certain. I don't think so. He's been rather busy welcoming the Winterborn.
Well then, give him a head.
I got
In a
plenty of
bag.
body. In a bag, so he doesn't know what it's actually looks like. Yeah, that works.
He doesn't know that we've betrayed him as of yet.
All he knows is that we're still up here doing the job.
I
Correct.
got a bunch of dead bodies around here. Any one of their heads will do. Just cover it up.
All we
Lady
need is a
Speckles
head
says,
in a bag.
my head is rather unique. I think he'll figure it out pretty soon.
Yes, once the bag's open, he'll be very well aware that it's not
Yeah.
your head.
I was just gonna say dead.
I mean, it's going to be the cat's. The cat will be out of the bag.
Yes, quite literally. But
We
the main
just-
point is to get in there without interruption, is it not?
Okay.
I think it's
well,
about capturing him to use him to our advantage to get closer to the Baron.
The Baron won't care about the Burgomaster at all.
I know he doesn't care about the Burgermaster. I just saying we could use him to get close.
okay. So should we do this operation capture the Baron or capture the Burgomaster?
How does everyone else feel about that?
How do we plan on delivering a message to him?
The bailiff.
Tigrin says I could go and tell him to meet you at the bridge if you
Also make
desire.
mention about his other situation.
We'll still need a prop head for this situation if he doesn't
bunch
see
of
us
dead bodies
carrying
nearby.
something resembling a head.
There's a bunch of
Let me
bodies
take-
nearby, right?
Yep, let me take care of that right now. Seamus is going to chop off a head of one of the dead guys.
All right, they are like Arctic hare heads, but they're pretty. Arctic hairs are pretty big.
Shave off the ears. Won't notice the difference.
Oh
It's
God!
too
All
late.
right.
That's a lot of
Wow.
that's
Alright,
a lot of
yeah.
desecration of my future citizens that you're doing there.
Whatever. They're Dominion. Fuck them.
Literally, I'm Dominion, though. You know that.
Well,
After a
there's
little
a
bit of
difference. You're
Not
good
really.
Dominion, they're bad Dominion, in my book.
They're doing their job, Dominion. That's all. They're neither good nor bad. They just follow orders. That's the way of my people.
So after a little bit of work, yeah, you get this hair head off, pop it in a bag. Widow Polina is, pukes at this. She's not used to this kind of thing. So are you giving the head to Tiger, or are you gonna like just hold the head for a prop, or what's
No, we're gonna have the head in a bag for a prop, I believe. For when,
okay?
because if he comes up on us and we don't have anything resembling a head, he's gonna know pretty fast that we didn't do what he asked us to do.
Okay, I see.
And the idea would be for the bailiff is to mention that we've succeeded, but would like to speak to him in private about a special arrangement involving 3 chests.
Okay. So Tigran gets that message, and he like takes a staff and starts trundling back through the woods. Finn, the widow Polina goes over to you, and she's like, "Tell me, bird, have you flown through these woods much with those wings of yours?"
I have traveled a little ways among the trees. Yes. Why do you ask?
Well, I think after we get the children out, we need to leave Barley Brook. This place is going to become a battlefield, and we don't want to be caught in the middle or pressed into service.
No.
If we can go through the woods, maybe we can go to the river. Maybe we could find passage down the river, and then go to Katzenberg, the big city. We could maybe be safe there. I don't know.
There's a possibility. Yes.
Do you
So
think
I-
you seem the nicest of your friends? Do you
Well,
think you'd be willing? I don't have to tell you what it would be like for a bunch of villagers trying to go somewhere safely in the middle of war.
No, of course.
Would you ride with us and look after us to get us there? We would. I mean, we do what we can to reward you.
Well, I can certainly try my best to be of assistance, and who knows, maybe I can provide a little bit of song to cheer the mood as you travel.
Oh, thank you. And she gives you a big furry hug. All right, so let's cut ahead a little bit. Tigran has delivered the message. You guys are all at the bridge leading into Barley Brook. It's like a decent flowing stream below it. This like solid semicircle of wood, some thick railings around it. It's probably like a pretty decently wooded area. Down below the stream, going about waist high, you got like lots of reeds, lily pads as the water's rushing through. What do you guys just like hanging out there? What's kind of the setup?
I mean, Yana's been practicing her martial moves, like while all that talk of travel safe down the river that she wasn't overhearing was happening. And she's kind of raring for a fight, but I'm guessing somebody's told her like the plan isn't to just murder him here, and she's disappointed.
No, it is always, of course, the last result.
I'm sorry, what's the last result now?
Violence.
Why?
What you are preparing for. Well, we don't want to raise suspicions too early now. We don't want the Jeep to be up too soon. If we are going
I mean,
in
we are
guns
planning
blazing-
on capturing him, aren't we?
I believe that is the plan, yes.
Yes, but we may be able to butter the guards up a little bit before we attempt it. Who knows?
So here's what I'm thinking. Just this is my idea. We have Yana and we have Seamus sort of under the bridge on either side in hiding. And then me and Finn, I'll be wearing my mask so don't wear your Finn, you know. It'll be enough to disconnect that. I'll be holding the head in the bag. You can do all the talking. And when we give the signal, which will be this, and I hold the vial up, I throw it on the ground, do a nice big flash. You guys rush in off from either side, and we capture him and take out his guards.
Do hope it is only a flash.
I think I've got it right this time.
Do like
I figured I'd put too much in.
I believe in you implicitly, Kiva, and if you've accidentally made a horrible bomb, I do hope that it detonates the traitorous scum.
I mean, one can only hope so much.
I mean, that's what I feel is that the worst thing that's going to happen is you kill him.
So I'm going to be aiming for the guards, not for him.
Well, then you kill his guards. That's perfectly acceptable as well.
Yes.
This is a good plan, Kiba. I think we can work out a bit of the finer points on it. I'm going to use plan of attack.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, work out a plan of attack with someone? Roll with might. It's 5. And a 2 plus 2. That's 9 altogether, so I hold 2. And
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
These will give you. I think you used this move last time, but just to be clear, these give you like bonuses during any combat or.
Hold 2
You see.
points, and I can use them to like help everyone else. I think I can use them on myself. I'm not too sure.
I think so.
I doubt it's bardic inspiration, so I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah, I think this is mostly like, the same sort of systems you played in the past. You can use it on yourself.
Okay.
All right, cool. Okay, so
But I mean,
the
I don't know the move either, so.
All right, so the Burgomeister himself, Gustav Gross, who is like a large marmot. He's wearing like big, fancy, boar fur robes, kalpak, which is like one of those round, kind of furry hats. He's bundled up. It's getting a little bit colder. He's just kind of trundling over. Next to him, you see one of Baron Zruganov's bat mercenaries. He's like a big fruit bat, has one of those almost wolfish snouts, and a flail with crossed length of handle, some chain, some spiked orbs tucked into his belt. And he's walking over with his large wings. A pretty hefty bat, almost as big as Gustav himself.
From her
They walk
hiding
over.
spot. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
From her hiding spot, when she sees the bat, Yana visibly bristles.
Okay. So Gross sees Kiva and Finn on the bridge, and he and the bat just start walking over, and he's like,
Point of order, Kiva is in her crow outfit.
Oh, okay. So he's like, Finn, you have a masked friend there, I think?
Oh, don't worry about her. She's a friend.
Well, how about our friend in the woods?
Oh, she has been taken care of, that, as my friend can show
Splendid.
you. Now, I think some celebrations are in order, as well as speaking of those. I believe we mentioned that there was some discoveries while we were taking care of your situation. As I'm sure you know, some chests were taken from you.
Oh, yes. You're welcome to keep whatever you find there. That's part of the bounty, and we can come back to the village, and I'll write you out
Yes, of course,
official reward for the rest. I'll see to the rest when you and your companions
Of course.
join me in the village.
Well, Jesus, I'm having trouble with words. Well, as you know, we don't want anyone to know that your association, although everyone knows about your association with the Winterborns now. So I guess.
Oh, you know about that, eh? Well, I suppose.
Well, you can
matter
easily
that
put
much
two and two
now.
together when you have Winterborn silver in chests.
Yes. Well, let's just in case the tides of war change, let's keep that to ourselves, shall we?
Oh, of
Now,
course.
why don't your friends come back to the village, and I'll handle the rest of your payments.
Well, why don't you, before we do that, why don't I play you a song? And
A
as well as your
song?
company? Of course. And
Well, odd time for it, but go ahead.
yeah, no, I start strumming up a little bit, and then like a few notes in, I want to make an ungodly noise with my thing, and I want to confuse the senses of the bat.
Oh, cool.
Because
All right, so
bats have
go
really good
ahead.
hearing.
Yeah, good point. All right, so with that, you're going to roll with finesse.
Which is now +2. No! Even with the +2. My dice, it's a 6.
Can I
Hang on.
attempt to... Oh, that's right, yeah. Seamus.
Yeah, I can lend a hand. Spend 1 hold, add +1 to someone's roll.
All right,
Oh,
I
okay.
think that would bring it to a 7.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so a 7. You have just a few moments. All right, you make an ungodly racket.
Yes.
The bat, like, his ears, flick back, his mouth opens, and he's, like, totally stunned just for a second, though.
I'm going to throw the flashbang in his face.
Okay, so here's what happens. Do you need to roll for this, or we just kind of go with your earlier roll? I know we did this last time.
Would you say this is wreck? I'm trying to wreck something here.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Roll with might, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I get the arsonist. That's a 13.
Nice.
I get the roll with luck instead of might.
Wow. Okay. So I'm thinking the two tags this thing got was more dangerous than expected.
Yes, and it's fragile, so it's gonna break and shatter and blow up.
Okay, I think it shatters. The 13, I think the bat is totally taken out. I think the only problem is that some sparks fly into Burgomeister's head, and his fur catches on fire, and his head is on fire.
Okay. With that, I will sort of dive after him and sort of simultaneously try and, like, tangle him up and put him out at the same time.
Okay, are you just, like, patting his head to get the flames off?
Kind of, but also, like, at the very, like, once he's out, I want to try and, like, tangle him up and maybe, like, get him, like, well and duly captured.
Okay, I mean, I think he's so stunned that you don't have to roll for, like, tying him up. He is, yeah, you managed to put out the fire, like, half of his, about half the fur in his face is, like, burned off. So he's got kind of a weird two-face thing going. Of just, like, his weird, pink. What kind of skin do marmots have under all that fur? I didn't. Readers, or viewers, let us know what
Probably
kind of
skin.
what marmots look like.
Yeah, it tends to be with any animal kind of pinkish white until they're exposed to the sun, and then it darkens up really fast. That's how most animal skin works.
All right, that makes sense. So he's got this, like, weird, grotesque pink skin on half his face, and you, like, tie him up and, like, slam him back against the railing of the bridge there. And Burgomeister Gustav is like, "Oh, what is the meaning of this?"
Now, my good man, you're going to be very cordial with us, and you're going to help us free the children.
You want me to go against the Winterborn?
No, well, yes and no. I mean, it's not like you really have a choice in this matter at the moment.
I suppose. Well, what are you? Let me guess. You're gonna kill me?
Oh, no, that's a little bit too barbaric, although, Lady
'Cause they'll
Fox...
totally kill me.
Can I participate at this point?
Yeah, are we
Yes,
still under the
you guys.
bridge?
I'm just saying, like,
No, yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say,
You've all,
well,
like,
Lady
left
Fox
your hiding
might...
spots.
Yeah, Lady Fox might have some different opinions than I do, but, I mean, for the moment you are kind of useful as bargaining chips.
I do enjoy the implication that I'm the barbaric one after you just both murdered somebody and scalded somebody else's face.
Well, that was... I'm guessing Kiva wasn't intending to...
No,
Sounds
she's got a good
Casualties of
point. You
war.
guys are way more barbaric than her so far.
I mean, it's living.
You do what you have to if you want to free the forest. Doesn't mean we
Listen,
have to like it.
regardless, this was hardly subtle, and I do feel like others might come at this point, so we should probably take him off the bridge, yes?
Oh, I'm just trying to make light of things. So, on we go.
Yes, I would appreciate it in the future if you didn't do it at my expense.
I apologize, my lady.
All right. Oh, Seamus, I think you were saying something there.
Yeah, I got a quick way to transport him. I whistle over. My war goat. Well, I have named Galahad.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. All right, so he's all trussed up. You throw him on the Galahad's back, and you relocate further in the forest. You kind of, you go deeper amongst the woods, and pretty soon you're like out of sight of the bridge and the main road. So Gross is like, all right, what do you want of me?
The main thing we want is for those children to be freed. But now that you're mangled, I doubt that you're going to be able to subtly walk back into town.
That's very true.
Well, in that case, you could always let me go.
Yeah, think again.
We're not
Yeah.
going to.
If we let you go, then you're going to warn the rest of the camp, and then the children will be in more danger.
And there's still the business of those apples.
My possum friend is quite cross about the apples.
I mean, just, the
Not
apples
so
are
much.
kind of small fries.
Not so much that he lied about the apples, it's just that it was such a, well, sucky lie. You could have done so much better.
Honestly,
Okay, well, next
It's
time
downright
I'll be sure to-
insulting with the blatant, just incompetence of the lie. I mean, seriously, man.
next time I'll be sure to tell you a better lie.
honestly, you probably could have just asked us to help you in the first place, and then we wouldn't have been so cross with you. And
I
then,
suppose. Okay, and then maybe you wouldn't have captured me now. So
oh, we
yeah,
still would have
next time
captured
I'll
you
do
now
that.
once we figured out that you were working with the Winterborns, but it would have been a lot longer, and we would have been more cordial with you.
All right.
in
Well,
our first meeting.
let's focus on the future. Perhaps one in which you guys let me go.
Well,
Hmm.
here's the matter, is that we do need to rescue those children as that we're not monsters.
Ah. Well, I could. Kiva.
Oh no, I was gonna wait until you guys are done.
Okay. He says, "Well, I could bring you to the old church, Saint Stanislaus. That's where they're being kept. I could. I think the Baron is sort of guarding them right now with more of his bats and some other. There's a particular Winterborn elite, a Desmond, I think, who's there watching over things, and even some of their knights might be riding by, the Bogatir, as they call them. So I could bring you there. Why don't we do that? I'll just walk you right over, and yes, then you guys can do what you want, and I'll run away. I'll leave you to it. How about that?
Is there any sort of secret entrance into this church, catacombs that can be moved through?
Ooh. All right. I think. Why don't you give me a persuade an NPC?
Sure, that's charm. I'll do it.
Yes, that is charm. Yeah, promises or threats. You're definitely doing that to him.
No problem. That is a 14.
Okay. He sees things your way. All right. He's like, there's an old, the old catacombs below, and they actually open up in there's a hill a bit further back, some old tombs there, and lead right into the catacombs. So that way you could go from the catacombs to the church's graveyard before they filled the catacombs up with ease. And I do know the entrance, so I could show you that, and then you'll let me go, right?
I'll show you that, and then we'll let you go into the care of Lady Speckles for a while. And if the information proves true, and we are not all viciously murdered, then we will come back and set you free. If, on the other hand, this becomes an ambush, and we are murdered, then Lady Speckles will probably want to kill you, I'd imagine.
Oh, well, in that case, please be careful.
I have every intention of doing so, sir. If that
try.
is an amicable notion to everybody else, of course.
No, of course.
I'll try my
It's
best.
perfectly reasonable.
If he comes back, is he still going to be in control of the town?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm
Because-
the Burgomeister.
Yeah, but with the Winterborns coming in, I probably bet you weren't going to be the Burgermeister long.
Well, they
Probably not.
told me I would get to be in charge still. That's sort of why I agreed to, to welcome them in.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure like
I mean, they
With
did
what-
set much of it on fire, though.
that, and also now that you are technically working with us, you might not have that position for very long.
Well, as long as it's kept silent, I don't see any reason why you aren't more useful alive than dead.
That's a fair
That's
point.
that is exactly how I feel.
You profit nothing from revealing this, especially if you show us the way in. If you ever
Nope,
talk
not
about it,
at
they will
all.
definitely kill you.
Please keep me alive.
Oh,
Very well.
and if we do come out this other end alive as well, with the rest of us, I think it'd be very prudent to not sell out your people next time. Because next time, that glass vial might not hit your friend.
I'll keep that in mind. All right, so you guys are dropping off Burgomeister Gustav back at the Outlaw camp.
Yeah, I mean, once he shows us where the secret entrance is, yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. He kind of draws you a map in the dirt, using like a big rock to represent the church, and he like lines out some pebbles and be like, all right, here's the graveyard, and if you go back there to this hill, which is where the graveyard is, you go in here through this particular mausoleum, and that's the tunnel to the catacombs, which go right into the church. All right, so I think with that, now you're dropping them off at the Lady Speckles' encampment.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Okay, and then you head over to the church. Are you guys going to the cemetery entrance, or are you like scouting out the church itself? What's your plan of approach here?
I mean, if we scout out the church, we're likely to get caught scouting out the church, yes?
Yeah, probably should go in the back way first.
Shall we make another plan of attack? Or am I using that move too much?
It's a very good move.
Yeah.
So,
I think you can use it. I mean, there's no limit. Does it say like once per session or anything?
No.
So
Let me see. No,
think it
just
does.
when you work out a plan of attack with someone. Doesn't say
Nice.
once per encounter or anything.
all right, well that's okay. I mean, this session is particularly plan heavy, I guess. So yeah, go for it.
All right.
And by the way, if any of you think that I'm being too soft on him, he's what my people call a useful idiot.
no, it's perfectly fine. I mean, there have been many
Okay.
turncoats who've been useful to.
Do
the
not often find
adventurers.
a man quite so spectacularly spineless.
It's a fair point.
Just
You
don't
usually
like
see those in
leaving,
stories.
I just don't like leaving him in charge of the town after we're done with this.
Well, I
Who's to
think
say the people want him in charge anymore.
as Polina said, like to Finn, everybody's leaving the town after this. Like after they get the kids, they're getting the fuck out of there. Like it's going to be a
That is-
war zone.
Very true.
So there's not really
going
going to be a town.
There's not going to be much of a town for him to lead.
Good.
Let him go
Oh,
back to his little ivory tower of ash.
Holding 2. Rolled a 9.
Okay. So you guys reach the cemetery. You find the mausoleum. Lots of like old, decaying graves. This has been this town. This has been like this town cemetery for a long time. And across from it, you can see, sort of like on top of, kind of past below the hill. You can look down, and you can see the church itself. All right. Located down the road from the village, this structure was a pleasant countryside church until now, when it's become a prison for Barley Brook's cubs, hoglets, hatchlings, and pups, and kits. It's a simple, white-walled structure with the bell tower poking up from the gambrel roof. Now, that bell tower is occupied by a strange, small creature with a drooping extended snout, dark brown fur, and a white and gold uniform, armed with a massive war bow and oversized arrows close to his webbed paws. And you guys can see this from the cemetery. He's up there, like in a kind of a sniper's position in the belfry. A Desmond, the White Zarina's personal guards. Well, that's the least of the problems. Several bats in dark caftans with scarlet sashes stand guard, fingering their lethal flails. They stand to wary attention as their leader arrives, the feared Baron Viktor Druganov himself. A hulking lynx riding a war boar caparisoned in red and gold. The armored Druganov smooths down waxed whiskers as he talks to his riding companion. another lynx in the battered armor of the Bogatyr knights. You can't quite hear what they're saying. You know this other lynx is a female lynx. Lioness? I'm not sure what the female lynx is. Or I don't know if there's a particular word for it. But she's wearing like kind of the whitish blue armor of the Bogatyrs, which are the knights of the Winterborn Dominion. And you can tell like she's uncomfortable with this. Her ears are like flicking up. Her whiskers are quivering. She clearly like doesn't like what's going on. And she has like a big knightly lance, spear in one paw, and like a sword and shield on her goat. She's like as her goat is like following the barons around there. You can see them kind of walking in front of the church, and they pass out of view.
So do we want a distraction?
By the way, lynxes are like cats. The females are queens and the males are toms.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Aren't we just going to sneak in through the cemetery?
We could. I mean, I have no issue with that. I'm just asking if we want one.
I think that not alerting them at all is the best way to go here. What I would like to do is move in, separate the serpent's head from its neck, and hope that will cause a certain number of the bats to scatter. Baron Druganov tried to kill me as a very young child. I wish to return him the favor today.
If we're trying to get the kids out without alarming them, wouldn't popping out of nowhere, killing their leader, be like the biggest bonfire of like, hey, we're here? Like the distraction. I mean, at least we're pulling guards away from the fort rather than bringing them closer in behind us as we flee with these children.
Well,
So
you will flee. You may flee with the children.
No, we're all fleeing. No, there's no way I'm leaving you behind, Your Highness.
Oh, and I should say, like, there's probably like a lot of kids, and you got to find some way to like move them out of there fast. So
yeah,
there could be some means of transport around you could use.
I will set the building on fire to make sure you get out of that place. I am not leaving you behind to take on this guy for a bit of revenge.
All right. Frostbite thirsts for blood, and it has yet been slaked.
Well, you could have slated that last night with the those knights.
I know, but little Petra and I go back.
Fair enough.
The sword itself thirsts for blood?
Metaphorically.
Not good. I mean, it's just a sword, lass.
It's my family's traditional sword. Many people died for me to have it.
And many people will die for you to keep it.
Fancy sword.
I think definitely an example. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Seamus.
No, just flavor talk.
Definitely an example of Kiva friends with Lady Fox. I can see that there, that relationship. All right. So are you guys heading down through the tunnel?
I'm just saying that if we are to fight the Baron, I want to be the one to fight him.
Of course.
Of course.
Let's just not go out of a way to get revenge just yet. It'll be time.
No, we free the children first, and if it so comes, if the time comes for fighting, then I shall fight the Baron.
Sounds about right.
Before we head into the tunnel, I'm going to try and have Galahad stay close and then come in at a whistle.
Well, we also have our plowboarers.
How close is this secret entrance to the river?
Probably like maybe a half hour's hard riding would get you there.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe we could put the kids on a raft, but that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, you could once you get to the river, but it's going to be a little bit of a walk. If you're like running.
Oh,
well, I don't think we can run the whole way with children. Like
Can we
they're
steal
gonna.
some wagons? Have them hitched up here in the graveyard, and then ride out with the plowboys and Galahad.
Yeah, the village isn't too far from the town. You probably try and sneak in, steal a wagon.
Not bad.
I'm gonna try to steal a wagon first, so that we have something to put the children on.
All right. I think this is going to be a roguish feat. I could see this being sneak, maybe sleight of hand. I think that would make the most sense here.
So I have both actually.
Oh, all right.
Do you have a decent finesse?
That's a +1.
I also have sneak. I don't have a +1. I just have sneak. It's my finesse is actually 0, but
You could always help.
That's true. We
Yeah.
have the friends, so we could mark to exhaustion to help each other in a
Yeah.
dire situation.
Yeah, I can do that.
is that what your friend does? Is that I forget?
Yeah, mine is
yeah,
is the same.
yeah. Friend is I can take 2 exhaustion to give you +2.
Oh, okay, great.
Ooh, usually it's just a plus. It's a 1 exhaustion mark to get +1. So yeah, you can make
Yes.
it a +2.
Yeah, I am also friends with Kiva, which is the same thing. So
All right. So
So
I think
keep it
Lady
as a-
Fox is doing wagon theft.
With
that right?
Kiva, or just by myself?
With Kiva.
Okay, so go ahead and roll sneak, Lady Fox, which is going to be attempt a roguish feat.
All right, I have plus nothing on finesse, so I'm at a 9.
Okay, so that
I'm-
is going to. Oh,
I'm currently at an 8.
okay.
I could
Were you
use
doing
one
the
of-
help though, or were you doing it?
I thought we were both sneaking in. I don't know if I was going to help her.
Okay, well you could both do that. That is going to create 2 risks.
I could
Well, if you're
spend
doing
one-
the help, does that bump what I rolled up?
Well, I think he's just sneaking, though. I think Seamus also could use his thing to give you a +1.
Because I'd get to a 10. All I need is one more to get to a 10.
Yeah, and I can be a distraction to let you guys get away with the wagon.
Right. Okay. Let's say Seamus gives the +1 to Lady Fox, and that makes it a 10.
As we
Because
took
my
stuff.
thing isn't friend, so I don't know off the top of my head what friend does. I have protector and I have family.
Right. This was Seamus's like special move where he lets
Yeah.
All right. So with the 10, there's no risks, nothing, no evidence left behind or anything. You successfully get a pretty good wagon. It's like, covered wagon kind of buckboard. Those are different. It's a covered wagon kind of thing. You could hook it up to one of your plow bores, and it's got enough room to carry like most of the kids. They're pretty small. They're little animals.
Yeah.
And as well as you guys. And you successfully pulled out of the street. No one's paying much attention because they're, you got the winter-born soldiers everywhere, keeping everyone in line. So you're able to get it back to the cemetery.
Yeah. And if anybody spots me on the way in, I'm also wearing winterborn clothing, so it doesn't even really stand out in this
Oh yeah, that
particular
definitely
case.
helps you, I think. All right, so you guys are going through the tunnel now into the catacombs. Okay, you head on down. Everybody's going. Head down a pretty dark tunnel. It's it's like pure darkness in there. You can just make out like dim outlines up above with some sunlight creeping in through sort of like a grated trap door. After a while, you reach the catacombs themselves. Lots of like the ancient bones of the oldest citizens of Barley Brook, and stone sarcophagi and coffins, statues of the blessed beasts and holy images set all around the walls. And there's some stone steps that lead up into the main body of the church. You look up, you can see that around the pews, you got a whole bunch of these little animals, hoglets, pups, kits, cubs. Their older siblings are like, huddled up to the younger ones, trying to keep them calm. You hear lots of whining and whimpers, but otherwise it's like totally silent. Up above, you hear some just very light footsteps and creaking of the Desmond archer, who's up there. But you don't see, the doors are open to the church. You can see Druganov outside, along with the Bogatyr and some bats in the churchyard, but nobody's inside. All right, what are you guys doing?
Can I sleight of hand the doors close?
Okay, so you're going to try to, sneak through the church to get to the doors?
Yeah, sneak along the edge of the doors and kind of close them, not like all the way, but kind of enough away to block their immediate view of inside the church.
Okay, it's going to be pretty tricky. I mean, the kids probably would notice you unless you are really good at. After you roll sneak and then sleight of hand. Because like the church is full of the kids, and also there's the archer up there too in the tower.
Could I help?
Yeah,
The archer's facing outwards, not inwards, right?
yeah, he is. But I mean, if the kids start like saying like, "Oh, someone new," you definitely look down.
So my stealth is an 11.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, how do you think you make it across without being seen?
So I think because all the kids are so concerned with each other, they're not really paying attention to the edges of the room, the shadows, and that's where obviously Kiva thrives. So she's just sort of darting quickly in and out, with a little quick hair, to the doors as silently as possible.
All right, very cool. You got some good ninja hair action. You can make it to the doors. And now if you want to do sleight of hand, I think Finn, you said you wanted to help.
Well, I was thinking of helping with the sneak, but it wasn't necessary. So I guess I can help because I am friends with Kiva. So
Not gonna need
Okay.
it. Don't worry. Don't mark the exhaustion. I rolled a 12.
okay,
Wow.
Kiva's in her element right now.
all right.
So that
Okay,
door's
so
closed now.
Yeah. So, Kiva, how do you just very, very gently, like inch by inch, you get those doors to creak shut?
Yeah, almost like they're like a wind is sort of like closing them. So it's kind of like one goes in first, and the other sort of, and then quickly reach out and bring out the other one on the other side. Try to get them closed together, or at least kind of closed without like fully closing the doors.
All right. Yeah, you do that. The doors just like go together, and you even maybe like you put a little oil in the hinges real quick. They don't even creak, and they are closed right now. And so far, yeah, nobody's realized it just yet.
I'm not next to the doors, but is it possible to bar the doors? Probably not.
Let's see, you could push furniture in front of it.
But they swing outwards, don't they?
Oh,
Or they swing inwards?
I'll say they swing inwards. Like,
Okay.
yeah, that makes that. If you're an expert in like Eastern European medieval doors, like please let me know if they swing a certain way. But in this world, they're swinging. These doors are swinging inward.
I think they swing inward actually, if I remember correctly, being like at the Notre Dame. If they swing
Oh,
That
okay,
makes sense
cool.
because it's modern fire codes that they swing outward.
Right.
Because doors used to swing inward and people kept dying in fires because of it.
Oh God. All right. That's interesting. But yeah, you can. There's not necessarily a door like a bar you can put on it, but there's like you can push a pew in front of it, or like something you could like throw it in front of the lock so it would go for it. I might have you roll to see how well you can do it though. Probably wreck
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So that's just kind of my question because my other question is how many people are guarding the children specifically? Like, are there guards on them?
The guards are all outside except for the guy at the top, the Desmond.
Gotcha. Okay. But so there's a guy up at the top,
Yeah.
and that's the only person that could possibly spot us.
Yeah, and I think he even though he's looking outwards, he probably glances down every so often, so he is going to figure stuff out pretty soon.
Right. Is there a way of getting up to him?
Yeah, there's just a quick spiral staircase leads up.
All right. Wish me luck. And that's where she's going.
Okay, you're headed up top. We'll check back with you in just a second. Let's see, Finn, what are you doing? The doors have been closed. I don't think they've been barred.
Right.
You
no,
still got some stuff outside. You can see them through the windows. You got lots.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Sorry, she would have suggested pushing the stuff in front of the door before she went up. I just didn't say any of her plan, but she would actually have said it.
All right, got it. You mentioned that, and you start heading up this kind of little spiral stairwell leads up to the belfry.
Okay. I guess. Seamus, would you mind helping me grab like one of these pews or something so we can bar the door at least?
No problem, lad. Alright, let's push this thing. On 3. 1, and Seamus pushes.
All right, Seamus,
go.
why don't you go ahead and do wreck something.
Right. Plus might, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's might.
Let me know if you need help.
2, 1. Ooh. Let's say 5.
So
Uh-oh.
not even Not even a +1 would help.
Yeah, even a +1 only make it a 6. All right.
Yes, but I can also use the +1 for my plan of attack on it too.
There you go.
Oh, and then you could add the plus. Okay, so you're gonna do that.
Yeah, it will be the last hold, but
All right.
I
That
think we
makes it a
gotta do
6.
it.
Yeah, and then Finn's help would make it a 7. Is that right?
Yep.
If not,
Okay,
we've lost it.
so all right, so it is a 7, which is you're imprecise and dangerous. You cause collateral damage, attract attention, or end up in a bad spot. I think you are going to attract attention. It is done.
That's
though.
what the going up the stairwell's all about.
Right. I mean, like outside is the attention.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you do successfully slam, or actually, let me ask Seamus, how are you like blocking the door? Like, what are you doing to? shut.
What were we using to block the door, Nick? Is there like a large object, a wagon, barrels?
I figured
Yeah,
it
there's
was
barrels.
gonna be like one of the
There's
pews
a
or
pew,
something like that.
an
Yeah,
extra pew.
yeah.
Okay. So I think
All right.
Seamus's joke kind of misfires. He's like, all right, on 3, lad. 1, and he just goes off. Then it kind of stumbled a little bit.
All right. Yeah, it makes so it slides into place. The door is blocked. However, it makes a pretty decent bang. All the kids, the little animals, like look up and spin around and stare at you. A little like otter. What are baby otters called? Cubs, I'm pretty sure.
It's
I think they're cubs.
I think they're pups.
Oh, yeah,
you're right.
pups.
Otter pups.
Otter pups.
Gotcha.
Yes.
oh.
Otter. Yeah.
Otter pops.
Otter pops. Otter
Pups.
pups.
Pups,
All right.
yeah.
So this a little otter pup, in like kind of a striped checkered dress and shawl, like spins around and like stares at you, and just like her mouth falls open in surprise, and she points and she's like, "There's a possum and a bird. A possum and a bird. There's a possum and a bird here."
Now,
And even-
quiet down, child.
well,
Now,
she-
children.
Am I up
covered
the
her-
stairs yet?
yeah, you're at the top. We'll come back to you in a second.
Yes, I'm basically just like, now, children. Now's not the time to be loud. Now's the time to head out that back door because we are trying to rescue you.
Unfortunately, that compared with the bang of the pew going into the door alerts the people outside. You
Mhm.
hear a heavy pounding on the door and like a harsh voice being like, "What's going on there? Open up immediately." Finn, give me. Also, these kids are like starting to freak out, as
Mhm.
anybody would.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to calm them down
Okay.
and get them quiet.
Give
Um,
me. I mean, I could see this being persuade. It could maybe be. If you're going to rely on your reputation, you could use the reputation move of sway an NPC for like all these kids. If you use the Dark Forest denizens, though I don't know. I would say it's up to you. You could do that, or and then after this, we're going to cut back to.
right.
Yeah,
The
because the
late
idea was kill the guy up in the tower before any of this happened.
Right. Well, we'll make
Right.
sure we'll do that,
Okay.
or try to. We'll see what happens up there.
Yeah.
I think my regular persuade would be better.
Okay, so against roll with charm for persuade.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, my reputation with the denizens is 2 and my charm is 3, so yes. I
Is
would.
there any way I can help with this?
Yeah, you could do help or interfere to give him a +1. That will cost an exhaustion if that's okay.
1 exhaustion? Okay. So I got +1, Nick.
No need, it's an 11.
Okay, I
Whoa,
don't help
nice.
you.
All
My
right,
help
cool.
is absconded.
So Finn, what do you say to calm these kids down and start getting them out?
I'm basically just like, now, children, now is the time for a grand adventure. We are going to stay quiet and we're going to stay calm. And what we are going to do is we are going to quietly and very, very cautiously head out that back door over there. And we're all going to be brave little ones, and we're all going to get out of here.
Okay, so the kids understand the gravity of the situation, especially the older ones. They start helping the younger kids out of the seats and all like hurrying down into the tunnel, like a good Pied Piper.
Yes.
All right, there's some pounding at the door. Meanwhile, Lady Fox, you reach the top. You
Yeah,
see this
hopefully
Desmond.
before they started moving the pew, because that was the plan was kill the guard and then pew gets moved, not pew
Right.
gets moved.
Okay, so
and
we
kill
kind
the
of
guard.
go back in time a
This
little
is like
bit.
totally backwards from the plan.
Right. Okay, so we'll kind of rewind a little bit.
All right.
Okay. So I think to sneak up on him, you are gonna have to roll sneak.
Yeah.
You want to like get the drop on him, or like blindside if you have that move.
Now I've got sneak though.
Okay.
Let's see. That's a 7.
Okay. So,
So
I think that's gonna.
I
need
will
to-
mark exhaustion.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Oh, it says
Marking-
your choice, but it says mark exhaustion or 1 risk. But
Yeah. I think I will let you mark exhaustion for this one.
okay.
All right. So it's really strenuous. Like your foot steps on a creaky stair, and you like pull it away real quick, and you get you're exerted, you're tired, but you do make it up to the top. And this Desmond, which they're like these they're like water shrews. They're native to Russia. They have like weird little like almost elephant trunks with 2 like snouts, 2 nostrils at the end. Very adorable, strange creatures. I love them. Anyway, this little Desmond is standing there with like a huge bow, like almost as big as he is, with these like kind of strangely oversized arrows. It seems like they have a certain what's the word? Thickness, weight around the arrowhead. But his back is to you right now. He's looking out over the countryside.
Great. So yeah, her plan is engage in melee.
All right.
I mean, I guess it could technically be vicious strike, which is you viciously strike at an opponent when they're weak.
Yeah, he's intimate or close range. Okay.
Yeah. Which
So
I
he's
think
going to take extra harm.
yeah,
And
let's
not block it with his armor.
let's try doing a vicious strike because she just is sneaking up on this guy while he's looking the other way.
All right. So
See,
you're going to
I
make one more
have
exhaustion
mites.
and roll with mites.
Yep. I have marking exhaustion and I have got 12.
Nice.
The idea is to
Okay.
just run this dude through as fast as possible.
Right. So it does +1 harm. How much harm do you usually do?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Well, I
I have no
think-
idea.
I imagine it's probably just 1 harm because like
It's
with,
probably
like, engage
normally
in
1
melee-
harm and then plus
Yeah, unless
1 harm.
that's true. Yeah, unless your sword is like a special thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, just do the 1 harm. Okay.
So it'd be 2 harm, right?
Yes. Okay. So and you rolled. How much did you roll for that? What was the amount?
12.
12. Okay, you get away with the strike.
Yeah.
Yes, you just like rush up and plunge the sword through his back. He's not wearing like armor, so it cuts through his robes. And are you like leaving it in him, or are you like ripping it out?
I mean, is he dead?
He's not quite dead. He's like skewered, but it didn't totally kill him.
Well, she'll pull it out and then try to, go for a killing blow.
All right, so you pull it out. He like spins around. Okay, I think. Yeah, he's going for his bow. He takes an arrow and notches it to it. I think if you're going to hit him again, it's got to be engage in melee, or maybe another
That's
move
fine.
that you might have. Engage in melee. Okay.
I mean, he's also trying to use a bow at close range, which is probably not easy to do
No.
in this. So,
Though this kind of bow is a little special, but we'll see what happens with it.
all right. So, yeah, she's flipping around for another strike for an engage in melee. And that is 7 plus 2. So that's 9.
Ooh. Okay. So you pick one.
Right. So I
You're
am,
either going to take an extra harm.
I'm
have
taking
one
an
less
extra harm in the hopes that this kills him.
Okay, it does kill him.
Right.
But you are going to take. So here's what happens after that, though. His bow, he does get the shot off, and it's not. This bow is actually not like a bow that is a normal bow. It's a special item called the Bow of Blizzards, which is like explosive arrows that it has, explosive bolts.
Sure.
So one of those smashes on the ground because you like got him. It's not a direct hit on you. It does blow up the belfry. He goes flying. The bow like falls from his hands, and there's a quiver with it, and like rattles down on the sloped roof of the church. You go flying as well. I think you are going to take 1 injury.
Sure.
Or do you have armor?
I do have armor. I will mark an armor to not take injury if I can do that.
Okay, yes, you can mark the wear on the armor.
Yep.
So yeah, the blast like goes all around your arm. What kind of armor do you think you have?
Oh, it's chainmail. I do have that. And chainmail has a thing that you can clear one where like I marked during a fight, so
All right, cool.
not right now, but next, like the moment the fight's over, it doesn't take long to fix it. That's part of chainmail.
Totally. So the arrow goes off, your chainmail absorbs it. The blow sends you kind of like falling over the over on the roof, and you sort of like roll down a bit. But you're able to like grab onto the tiles and stay upright. And you can see the bow landing like next to you.
Got it.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the church, Kiva, you are still inside, right?
Yes, I'm still inside. I'm going to sort of get back from the door, get in a little bit of cover, and draw out my crossbow to give cover to Nick and whoever else is, and the kids and whoever else in our group is fleeing with them.
All right. Sounds good. Are you firing through like the windows?
Not. Can I? I kind of want to do a trick shot with my crossbow.
Ooh, okay. Outside, you can see. I mean, they got some. Yeah, they have some stained glass. I know it was rare back then, but whatever. This is in my fantasy. There's stained glass everywhere. You can see through the stained glass that there's like these. Some of these foxes are hurrying up. A few of them like taking wing to glide in a little bit closer, and you see Druganov like ordering them in, and they're kind of like rushing towards the door to try and smash their way through.
Yeah, so if there's like a window above the door, I'm gonna try to shoot that to sort of have it like smash outwards and rain glass upon them.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so let's do that. Trick shot. Clever shot, take advantage of the environment. Mark where and roll with finesse.
That is 10.
All right, you get to pick 3. These are some cool stuff here.
So
there's-
oh, sorry,
I'll just say there's 3 bats that are running in, like towards you. You can see.
Okay. It's going to distract an opponent and provide an opportunity. As the glass shatters, it sort of forces those who are flying in to sort of fall back to avoid being cut to ribbons. And everybody who's trying to like batter down the door to also fall back. So I guess this also breaks something. My last one is it's going to land on one of the flyers, one of the flying bats or gliding bats, sort of by chance.
All right. So you hold up your crossbow, twang, it crushes through the glass into this nasty barrage of glass into the bats. They're flying out of the way. It bounces around, strikes a bat, like a kind of a European one with these like giant ears, and just like dead center hits him. He falls over and collapses back to the ground. He is out of the fight for sure. Long-eared bat, done. Okay, so you're doing that. Meanwhile, Seamus, by now you've got like most of the kids, maybe like 2/3 of them are out. They're making their way down through the catacombs. Are you going with them? You staying put? You can hear the bats like smashing at the door to try and break through.
Then you go ahead and lead them off. I'll take up the rear. Make sure none of them get by me.
Once again, this is where the time skew is messing things up really
Yeah.
badly.
Okay.
So,
Well, I will say,
So what was supposed to happen?
Probably Lady Fox getting an action. She's
right.
like holding on the edge of the building.
Yeah, I think she's up there at this point.
Mhm.
That was kind of going on, like, I think, before, I think, like, the explosion at the top, as well as banging the door with the pew is what made everybody, kind of gave the your position away. But
Okay.
it's all right. It's
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of losing track of the timeline personally. I'm not trying to be a pain in the butt. I'm just
yeah, I will say at this point they're kind of lined up, like, so you're on the roof, like, as this is going on.
okay.
And you guys you guys heard the boom going on up there, and you can see like the stairs are still intact, so you could get up there. So you know something happened up there. All right, let's check on. Okay, so Seamus, you're staying back. You can hear like the bats, the ones that survived the attack, are like smashing their way through the door. Finn, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, I will say to Seamus and Kiva, someone should check on Lady Fox, see what happened up there, and I will continue to lead the children, and I will try and get the children back out into the catacombs.
That was
All right, so
really
you
good
you hurry to the front. You're ushering them out. A little badger cub is like, "You're gonna get us all to safety there, Master Songbird."
Of course, little one, of course. And I'm actually
Oh,
going
I
to.
knew you would.
I'm actually going to pick him up and sort of like in a very reassuring manner, and sort of.
Oh,
right,
you got some
let's go.
strong wings. I'm a pretty hefty badger cub.
Oh, well, you know, traveling does build muscle.
All right, so you carry this badger cub. You lead the way. You get through the tunnels. Outside, you can see the wagon. You start getting the kids onto the wagon there to ride out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's check in. Okay, let's check in back with Lady Fox.
Okay.
Okay, so you're dangling down from the rooftop. Some of the bats are starting to notice you. What are you doing now?
Sure. Well, I mean, she's going to swing back up onto the rooftop. Once again, he has moved children all the way through the tunnels while I was just hanging my butt off the roof. I'm really lost on how
Yeah,
this
I mean,
is
I'm.
working.
I guess the timeline is getting a little elastic. I'm just sort of, I didn't want him to spend like super long leading.
No, I get it. I just, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe this happens like before he gets out of there. So.
Okay.
All right. So you're trying to pull yourself up?
Yeah, I mean, I think she should be able to pull herself up.
I think so. Yeah, I think I'll make you roll for it. Okay. You make your way up to the belfry.
So the quick question I had is the bow. Where did it land?
It landed pretty close to you, so you can pick it up if you want. And the quiver.
Yeah, great. That's what I'm doing.
All
And
right.
Baron
And I'll
Dragunov
send
is.
you. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
And the Baron's out there, right? I can see him.
Yeah. You look down. You can see him down below.
She shoots at him
Okay, with that bow.
with that bow.
All right.
And that clears
so-
my exhaustion track because I get to clear my exhaustion track when I openly attack those who've wronged me.
Oh, cool. Okay. The bow of blizzards. It has heavy draw weight. I don't know. He target a vulnerable foe, mark exhaustion, add 1 additional injury, which I don't know. He's not. I don't know if let's get that.
He's not
However,
particularly vulnerable right now.
No, it does have explosive arrowheads, which lets you use the Harry group move, even if you don't have it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't have it, but I'll use it. So,
Okay, so roll to harry a group with these explosive arrows.
right.
And
I
I
think
can
that's
email you whoever wants to keep the bow. Its description after this is over.
Right. Harriet
I'll post
Group
it in
is
the chat
cunning. Great. She's terrible at cunning, but I'm going to try my damn best.
Hey, sometimes when fate gives you an explosive weapon, like you got.
Yeah. I can try my best. No, she doesn't know how to use this bow. That went horribly.
Okay, how'd you do?
Oh, I got a 4.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
Can she say a line before she shoots off the bow, though?
Yeah, you can get sure.
Okay, because I've been waiting to say this line.
Please do.
Baron Druganov, you killed my father. Prepare to die. Because Baron Druganov did kill her father.
Oh man, he looks up from his boar and goes,
Right.
and then you
she
fire
totally.
this arrow. Unfortunately, what do you think messes you up?
She doesn't know how to use a bow for shit.
Yeah, I think it just it goes wide. It strikes like the front of the church. I'm gonna say it actually it blows open the doors.
Hmm.
So the doors of the church are now totally destroyed. And
These arrows defy physics.
well, you don't know how to use it.
Ah,
Maybe you were it just fell out of your fingers and just
Yeah.
dropped straight down.
that's
I don't-
her.
Oh, look, with a 4, something bad has got to happen.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, also, other bad thing happens is that some of these bats have their own bows and shoot back at you.
Yeah.
I think you are going to take 1 injury unless you want to mark the wear for your armor, but it might be. Yeah, you are going to take 1 injury there as these arrows.
Yeah, I'll mark aware for my
mark
armor
the wear.
again.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be snotty, but this was the first thing that was supposed to happen, and
No, I totally get it. It's. I apologize if moving the group and getting the timeline right is tricky for me sometimes. I think.
yeah.
Okay, so damage done. The door's been blasted open. Right now, I think all the children are in the tunnel getting out. Kiva, let's check in with you. These bats are starting to fly in. What are you doing?
Well, first I'm gonna yell, "Fox, let's get out of here!" And I'm going to. I don't know really what I have on hand explosive supplies that I'd love to use. So I guess I just gotta make a regular target someone.
Okay, with your crossbow?
Yep, I'm gonna target one of the bats.
All right, go for it.
It's a 9.
Okay, let me go back to my weapon moves here. Target someone.
On a hit, I inflict injury.
Yes. Yeah, and these bats, this is, you take out, there's a flying fox, big one, he's a big target. Your arrow, gets him, deep in the shoulder, sinks down really deep. He, his wings spin a little wrong. He crashes down into the floorboards, into the flagstones of the church. He's out for the count for sure. And then you're starting to, run back?
I'm gonna hold position until Fox comes down.
Okay, Seamus.
Alright, so are some moving through the blown up wagon door? Or
Yeah,
blockade?
there's some bats flying their way in, but right now the kids are out. There's gonna be lots of soldiers here. It's time to go.
Well, as Kiva says, we gotta wait for Yana. So, I'm gonna storm a group.
Okay. You rush over and charge these bats. So you get to mark exhaustion.
Mark exhaustion, that's 1,
Roll with
and
might.
then roll with might. 3, 5 plus 2 is a 10.
Whoa, okay. On a 10 plus, you get to pick 2 from the list below there.
And I also trade harm.
Yes.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the moves I got on my axe, which is sharp and large. So I'm going to mark 1 wear on the axe to inflict 1 additional harm, and then mark an additional exhaustion on myself to do another additional harm.
Okay, so you got
I
3
also
arm-
have Ironhide. When a group inflicts harm on you, suffer 2 fewer harm from each attack, minimum 1 harm, and when you inflict harm on a group, inflict 1 additional harm.
Whoa, so the total of 4 harm?
It's a large axe, so I don't know. Would it be 1 harm base or 2?
I'm pretty sure it's 1.
Just 1? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 altogether. Yep.
Yeah, 4. Okay. I think due to Ironhide, you're only going to take 1 harm.
Mhm.
And you take out 4 bats.
Then I also do.
It's one of those things where the bats are all blurred around you. It's just a crazy chaotic melee. Their flails are humming out, smashing into you. You're wailing back and forth with the axe, and then the dust clears and there's 4 bats dead at your feet.
I can also
And you're just standing there. Your armor is dented. There's some blood on you, but you're standing still.
I'm also going to inflict 2 moral harm on them, so I lose 2 moral.
2
And
morale. Okay.
2 morale, and then I avoid their blows to the best of my ability. I suffer little, -1 harm.
Yeah. So I think you only take 1, unless your armor can take that. I think if you have armor.
So the little harm, it doesn't do anything. It's -1 harm. Do I still take harm?
Yeah, because there's 4 of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But your armor could take it if you have the armor. If you
I
mark
do
the
have
wear.
chainmail, so I'm do -1 wear on that.
Yes. Okay. All right. So the bat assault pretty much stopped there. Lady Fox.
Yeah.
All right. So you've made your way. You made your way back down to the church.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were asking me. Yeah, she'll make her way back down to the church. Are literally all of the bats dead? Because she's going to kill the Baron. If
Ooh.
he's the only guy that's left, that's what she's doing.
He is outside, and there's like more bats coming. Like he had them kind of scattered around the road.
Okay.
The other Bogatir's charging in too. So definitely, you could maybe get off another shot at him if you tried, but like there's
She's not going to try to shoot that arrow again. That was ludicrous. So no.
Okay.
She actually immediately hands the arrow to Kiva and says, "I think it's broken. You use it. I don't care." I don't know.
Okay.
You're good with that kind of shit.
What do they do?
They explode. You shoot them and they explode things.
Ooh.
Oh. So that's the thing that caused the explosion up there and then the explosion down here.
Yeah, I was trying to shoot the Baron with it, and I'm not a good shot. I'm good with a sword, but nobody ever lets me get to kill anybody with a damn sword.
That's because you
killed the
talk to
guard
them like
with
friends.
Well, I killed the guard with the sword, but nobody saw us. Nobody knows how cool I am. I look like a doofus now because
That's the only thing you're worried about last.
it's literally the only thing that I'm worried about, of course.
You killed him and blew up the belfry.
Fire.
Well, he blew up the belfry when I killed him.
It counts. It's your kill too.
It took an extremely long time. I don't know why.
All right. Arrows are starting to hum towards you. I think you guys, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys all dash back through the catacombs. You hurry over to the wagon. You pop in. You start. You got those two plow boards hooked up to it. All the kids are in the back, and it starts like rolling over the hills. I gotta ask, who is driving? Or who's riding the wagon?
What does driving a wagon require for a skill?
I will use Trust Fate for this one.
I got no luck whatsoever.
I have negative luck.
I
Okay.
can do this. I have
got-
+2 luck.
Okay, go for it.
I was
All right,
gonna blow
cool.
the hole behind us, but I'm like, I should probably be the one driving.
Oh, could I have done Trust Fate to have shot that arrow instead?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know how these rules work.
Yeah, I think it's only cunning because it was used the Harriet group move.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright, let's do this. Let's see what I can get. My +2.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Okay.
If I help, I can give you a +2.
All right. Are we doing that, Finn?
Do it.
I will mark 2 exhaustion.
As I scurry up through the front between all the kids, the friends start, whipping the reins. I probably whip a little bit too hard, and then Finn comes out to help with.
Yeah.
With the
Calm down a little.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, you get to a 10, and you got a really good speed going with this wagon. You like race down the hillside. You're rolling down some of these like winding country roads down through the forest, and then you're not quite out of the woods yet. A shadow flashes over the road. No sound goes with it. No sound at all. You look up and see them. 3 outlined against the white sky. Outstretched white wings flecked with black. Medallions bearing the seals of their feared order set around their necks. Eyes the color of a yellow moon looking down at you as talons tensed. The silent wings. The white Tsarina's feared secret police. It is said that in all in the Winterborn Dominion fear the sound of silent wings. Now they've come for you. All right. So you see these 3 snowy owls, pretty big compared to you guys, like kind of flying over. Some of them getting ready to swoop down. Okay, I think we had Kiva just went. Finn.
Can I ask a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
It only takes a few seconds to remove wear from the chainmail. Since I've been riding in the cart, did I have enough to like repair one wear for my chainmail?
I think so. I mean, it's been like a few minutes, so
I'll do
you
that.
just
as well.
like like some of the length of it was like hacked off by the
Yeah.
explosion. You just quickly like suture it back together so it makes a solid length on you.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry to interrupt your turn, Nick.
No, that's fine.
Just wanted to know before we start fighting.
It's all good. Uh, It does not sound what good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like anything.
Nope. Doesn't look good. I don't like the look of those.
Take the bow.
Are you good with cunning?
I have one.
That's better than
me.
-1.
Yeah. All right. So I was like, very well, and I grab it and give it a shot.
All right. Are you just using a standard attack, or are you going to go with a special explosive arrow Harry group move?
Does it look like they're like in a formation that could be affected by a Harrier group?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, then I'll
It
give it a
is.
shot.
How much wear did I give this weapon? I think you can do it like
That's a
one
really
more
good
time.
question.
Oh no, it's got 3 weapons, 3 wear, so you can do it 2 more times.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it one more time.
Otherwise, is it target someone that you use, or what do you
Yeah.
normally use for shooting?
Target someone.
Yes,
Yeah.
target someone.
Which technically would have been better because it's finesse, but I'm trying to take out as much as I can. But it's not going to happen because it's a 6.
Can I
Oh, no.
mark exhaustion to give him +1?
Yes, you can do that.
Just to like gently nudge. I use my elbow to nudge the bow in the right direction.
Is it a 7?
Yeah.
All right. So with
So-
that, Finn, you get to pick one. Inflict
Mhm.
2 morale harm, or they are pinned or blocked.
I feel like having them blocked might be better for our escape.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So with some help from Kiva, you send that arrow whistling upwards into the sky. It maybe hits the owl in the center. There's an explosion. That nasty black powder acrid scent rains down. Some white feathers pour down, and that blast like knocks the owls back, and they're not able to pursue you. They they wheel around. They silently start flying their way back towards the city, and you vanish under the safety of the trees. So
Good shooting there, Finn.
No, couldn't have done it without you.
So with that, you maneuver the wagon. I think you're going back to the Harrowed Hills where the outlaws are.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So you come back to the outlaw camp and you find like it has it's gotten a lot bigger. Now it's not just the outlaws who are there. Pretty much all the villagers of Barleybrook are hanging out there. And like you can see they've brought like what possessions they can. Their village is in flames. They know it's going to be a battlefield. They're refugees. So they got like maybe some of them have wheelbarrows just laden high with all their clothing, their furnishing. They've got just like if they're lucky, they got a plow bore pulling a wagon with everything packed into it. A lot of them are just on foot with satchels, backpacks, huddled together. They're looking pretty miserable. The outlaws are confused by this, but like they know things have changed forever. Thankfully, you pull up with the wagon. It's like it's a major like happy reunion. All these cubs, these pups, these kits, I said cubs already. These hoglets hop out of the wagon, rush over towards their families. Lots of embracing, hugging, nuzzling, happy animal noises all over the hill. And the widow Polina and Tigran come over and join you after you guys have done all this, and they are just like so happy. Tigran's like, I cannot believe this. These these outlaws and you, who I mean are not the most law-abiding animals, you showed far more honor than any warriors I've ever seen.
There's a certain honor amongst thieves.
And the widow Polina says, "Oh, and Seamus, I keep my word." And she takes out from behind her back a beautiful apple pie that she made.
Ah, there is some good in this world.
It's good.
Thank
It's got
you,
like
miss. Thank you very much.
it's it's rich. The crust is just crunchy enough. It's got like cinnamon inside. Like it's delicious.
This is all I wanted. Just some amount of, I don't know, just something that makes this all worthwhile, you know? Didn't even have to be reward, just something that lets me know, hey, I'm doing a good job, you know?
And there's many a story of the hero not asking for much of a reward and still gaining much from it.
So Lady Speckles comes by. She has Burgomeister Gustav like tied up and like on a rope, and she's kind of dragging him around. And she's like, "Well, I suppose, well done. First of all, good job there. Neatly done. But what comes next?"
Very good question.
Well, he's free, obviously. We're animals of our word, are we not?
It's very true.
Oh, all right.
He's
I really
free
don't think
to
I have
return.
anything. Oh, go ahead,
He's,
Finn.
he's free to return to what little of the town is left.
She like takes her sword and just like slices her rapier and slices the ropes holding him up. And he's just like, maybe I'll stay with you.
Oh, but that wasn't part of the deal. You returned to the town that you wanted to rule. That is what you asked for, and that is what you get.
Well,
Enjoy the ash.
I suppose you have a point. And he waddles his way and heads out back towards the town. So, Lady Speckles says, "Well, now that that's taken care of, what are we going to do with all these?" And she motions to all the townspeople. And go ahead.
I'm certain that the bailiff could agree to this. That these people need someone to protect them. Who better than Lady Speckles, who has been their most staunch protector in taking these gesture towards the chests away from someone who is corrupt. Maybe give them to those who need it and be their defender.
Well, she says, "I suppose I could do that." And Tigran says, "The real issue is that we need to leave." Now, I think Polina mentioned this, but we cannot stay here anymore. We have to leave Barleybrook. This whole part of the Dark Forest is going to become a battlefield, especially like the Grand Sable Empire already knows about the invasion, and they'll be sending Imperial troops here very soon. So we need to go east. Or sorry, we need to go west to get away from the battle.
And the whole place is going to become a battlefield between the Empire and the Dominion. Of course. Same old song and dance.
Tigran says, "Yes, that is true. There is a safe place, the free city of Katzenberg. Because it's the merchants, it's a merchant city. And because those merchants are so valuable for each sides, no army really takes it over for long. They might occupy it now and then, but the people are usually safe. Nobody wants to get on the bad side of the merchants. If we can make it there, we'll be safe. And to do it," and he's kind of like using his paw to draw a quick map, "we have to reach the river. If we can get to the Big Carp, find some way to get a boat, which I think we won't be the only ones there. There's always lots of traffic on the Big Carp. We could float down ahead of the war, make it safely to Katzenberg. Would you be willing to guide us there?"
Oh, of course, I did give my word, and I am a bearer of my word.
Oh, thank you.
The bird is the word.
As they
But
say.
there is the trouble of how we will get through the woods. And then at this moment, like as they're worrying about how they're going to make it through the forest, something strange happens. The messenger moth buzzes down from the sky and perches on a branch, a message rolled tightly in its harness. After a moment's work, the message unfurls. Follow the trees that bear my mark and tread lightly, for death follows. Next is a drawing, a stylized coyote's head. And I think that is where we're going to bring this episode to a close. We'll take care of the XP, of course, at the end. But yeah, that is the conclusion for Outlaw Honor. And next time, we return with this journey through the woods to make it to the river in an episode entitled The War in the Woods. All right, so let's go around real quick with advancements. Let's start with, we'll go the opposite way we did the introductions. Seamus, what is the question for your character's advancements?
All right, Chaos. Advance when you topple a tyrannical or dangerously overbearing figure or order.
I would say you did that this one. I mean, you stopped the control of the Winterborn over Barleybrook by rescuing the kids. And took Gustav Gross down a few pegs. So yes, you may advance.
Cool. And the other's greed. Advance when you secure a serious payday or treasure. I got the goat.
Okay. I mean, you did get all that coin.
No, I mean, I got the goat.
And the goat, which is, I mean, as I said, worth quite a lot. So yes, you can get a second advancement there.
Okay.
Isn't it only one advancement per session?
Oh, you're right. I think it might be only one per session.
Says you cannot take more than one advance per drive per session.
Yeah.
Per session.
So you could just choose either one, advance by one. Yeah.
So you don't get one per drive?
So you can't say, I did, this, and this. All of them are related to my chaos, get 3 advances. That you can go, like, I fulfilled chaos, I fulfilled thrills for me.
I see. Okay. So you do get 2.
Yeah, so it's 1 per drive per session, so you get both if you do it.
Yeah, I was thinking you couldn't get chaos multiple times, but you can get it once and then the other ones.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you got 1 advancement for each, so 2 advancements total.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Let's check in with Finn.
All right. I think I only did thrills, which was advancement I escaped from certain death or incarceration.
Yeah, I would say so. There was some certain death involved.
Yes. The other one that I have is discovery, which is advancing in kind of a new wonder we grew in the forest, which I don't think we did.
Yeah, there'll be that other times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So 1 advancement there. All right, Lady Fox.
Sure.
Sorry.
So so chaos is, if it's for one person, I'm guessing it's for all of us who have chaos.
I think so. If you have that drive, you advance.
My other one is revenge, which is I get to advance when significant harm is done to the Winterborn or their interests.
I think I would give it to you. Like,
Okay.
Their interests were to have this town, full of serfs they could rule, and since you rescued the kids and rescued the hostages, everybody can leave. So their interests are thwarted. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, at no point did Lady Fox agree to escort refugees. I was waiting to have a chance to contribute on that.
Oh my! I'm so sorry. I should have. Okay. Well,
it's fine. That's how this session has been for me. It's cool. But
I'm sorry.
She agrees. We'll hand wave it. She wouldn't have, but it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say much, anyways. I got apple pie.
All right, Finn.
No, I've been waiting too much to talk. I guess I'll jump in more. I've been trying to be polite, and that bit me in the ass on this.
Okay. Well, I think we have always you see me the 2 fingers. That's a good way of being I got something I need to add in.
Yeah.
I know
sorry.
I know we've used that before. It's totally okay. We can always go back. And
we'll talk about it later. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Okay. Kiva.
I think both my chaos and my thrills, which is advancing to escape from a certain danger or incarceration, I definitely think probably got both those correct.
Advance from
Yeah, so we toppled somebody. Then
Oh yeah, the chaos one. And then yes, danger was escaped from for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can have those 2 advancements.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, and I think that takes care of XP and advancement. So yeah, I'll pass on over to Scooter, but that is the end of episode 2 of the Dark Forest. Episode 3 next week.
Right? We're going for it, guys. Thank you so much, everybody that's been watching. Thanks, of course, Grey Mouse. If you know the system that we're playing, make sure and check it out. If you're still in there, you can always do what is it? ! Root. I think that's what I programmed it in there. We'll find out. Maybe I broke it. But here, I'll put it in the link there for you so you know what we're doing. Looks like I broke the system, so sorry about that.
Oh, no.
Gray Mouse. But I did go ahead and I did put the link in there for you. The ! Root isn't working. I was wondering why the timer wasn't coming up, but I will work on that over this next week. So, but yeah, check it out. It's the Root RPG. There's a lot of free stuff to get started on it. The full system was backed on Kickstarter, if I'm not mistaken. And just check it out. I mean, keep looking for the full release because I don't think they've fully released it yet. But I know if you backed it on Kickstarter, you got some goodies in the mail. So other than that, we will be back next week. Same time, wherever you're watching us now. You'll see you again next week. But until then, we always want to pull up a chair and make time to tabletop. You got to make the time, guys. It's all the same 24 hours in a day. Right? If you want a tabletop, make the time. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Fun.
All right, we out.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.